Let me guess. Spicy chicken sandwich.
It seems that people who like Wendy's spicy chicken made with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices like to step out a bit.
Where's up the tie?
1984, he created one of television's most memorable characters. It's 1994, and he's about to do it again. Bill Cosby returns as you've never seen him before.
You've been reading about me.
Bill Cosby is Guy Hanks.
You've got to move it. What are you doing with these pizzas?
A master of intrigue in a world premiere mystery.
All of our suspects are dying.
Solving crimes the Cosby way.
You gonna be in there long?
NBC presents The Cosby Mysteries, Monday.
NBA Showdown 94 for Sega Genesis and Super NES. If it's in the game, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Accepting yourself as a mature adult means eating a nutritious cereal and realizing part of you still cries, "Gimme frosting!" But that's okay. We can overcome these urges. We can deny ourselves fat and salt as long as we repress our feelings about taste. I want taste!
Easy. With Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheat, you can have it all. For the adult in you, whole grain wheat, no fat or salt. For the kid in you, lightly frosted, great taste.
I'm glad I've analyzed what I really want. The frosting! Must-see TV!
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Thursday's not just must-see TV. It's the biggest night of must-see TV ever. Ooh. With a Mad About You fantasy.
Do anything you like.
And guest Christy Brinkley and Andre Agassi.
I just like this so much.
And on Wings, Helen spends the night with Gilbert Gottfried, while the Seinfeld gang trips out over a surprise visitor.
Saddam Hussein.
And on Frasier, Lilith's back.
Come to me, my white hot flame.
Plus, the return of L.A. Law. Must-see TV's biggest night ever. NBC Thursday.
I got a Michael Jordan MVP cup and Michael's favorite burger from McDonald's. He's bound to let me play one-on-one.
Hurry into McDonald's today for Michael's favorite extra value meal, the Double Big Mac. And for 39 cents more, supersize it or any extra value meal for more fries and more drink. And get an MVP collector cup free.
Charles, you sitting here.
So what do you say?
Just this once.
What you want is what you get.
To my dear friend Charles.
At McDonald's today.
So, you're all set for a barbecue. Look what my mom got. You gonna eat that thing? That's brain food, Kevin. What's the classic alcohol beverage with burgers and dogs?
I don't even need you guys.
Cheddar, Gruyere. Put away from my burger. Maybe you guys want whale?
No.
Oh, you're putting that there. Where's the cheese? Look at that. It's burning.
Pile it on. Give me more. Hey, are those free-range burgers?
Who cares? Have a Zima. Don't let that touch my burger, man.
Something outrageous is happening to hair. Outrageous shampoos and conditioners. Outrageous body. Outrageous shine. Outrageously beautiful hair. Outrageous shampoos and conditioners from Revlon.
Does Hitachi make camcorders, barcode readers, micromotors, PBX systems, clown noses, mass transit trains, semiconductors? Lots of products. Over 20,000. But who's counting?
You know what I hate? Pain. That's why I love Aspercreme. When I get mine on muscle aches, I just rub it in for fast relief that lasts for hours. And it's odor-free. Why live with pain? You're going to love it. Aspercreme does not contain aspirin.
The polite way to call collect with politeness, man.
Do not eat before making a collect call. And most importantly, never ever call Summon Collect by dialing 0.
Yow!
Dial 1-800-COLLECT instead. It saves the people you call up to 44%. Next on TBS, these horrifying creatures only emerge every 500 years. And that's plenty. Gargoyles, coming up next on TBS.
Roger Ebert calls Monkey Trouble a splendid family film, as entertaining as Free Willy. And Jeffrey Lyons says don't monkey around, take the kids and see it. Monkey Trouble. Rated PG. Now playing.
America's hot new number?
1-800-COLLECT. Dial it instead of 0 the next time you call Someone Collect. Rock is back.
When it comes to brothers, there's a fine line between love and hate.
And you know what side I'm on.
Richard Roundtree guest stars on an all-new Rock Tuesday.
This cream cheese dip will win first prize with my secret ingredient. Paste pistache sauce ain't no secret. I use paste in my queso dip. Just add paste to Velveeta cheese spread and microwave. Shoot, paste pistache sauce will line up any dip. I got a secret ingredient. That stuff made in New York City. New York City!
Pick up your party dips. Pick up the pace.
That's one secret you ought to keep the lid on.
A mysterious cavern, an ancient mummy. Could America have been visited by an alien civilization? An all-new Unsolved Mysteries, NBC Wednesday.
Put Velveeta in, leave the lookalikes out. Mix the salsa in, pop it in and pull it out.
Use some lookalike, who knows what may come out?
With Velveeta, there's no doubt. Put Velveeta in, leave the lookalikes out. Mix the salsa in, pop it in and pull it out. Now you got a tasty salsa dip that's really gonna make them shout. Velveeta!
Velveeta cooks better.
That's what it's all about.
Hey, Vinny, where'd you get that shirt?
Hey, Stickerbill, what do you think I got?
I don't know.
Okay,
Can I get one?
you can get whatever you want.
Can I get one with a shrimp on it?
You know, some people are allergic to shrimp.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Stop on by, get in, get out. Save some money, yeah, that's what it's all about. Nothing better has ever crossed my mind.
Hurry to Checkers for a super deal on the super meal, the Champ Combo. A fully dressed, made-to-order quarter-pound Champ burger, regular soft drink, and fries for just $2.49. That's a complete meal for just $2.49.
You never had it so good. You never had it so good.
Only Jell-O puts the wiggle in a cup.
Give that wobble, give that wiggle.
Nothing has the fruity wiggles and genuine jiggles of Jell-O gelatin.
Now the Jell-O put the wiggle in a cup.
Monday, Cosby's back on NBC in a world premiere mystery.
Everybody needs a hobby.
Someone's climbing the corporate ladder, and it's murder on the competition.
Who would want to kill him?
There are no clues and no leads.
All the suspects are dying.
Cosby returns as you've never seen him before in the Cosby Mysteries, NBC Monday.
What if there were no sports? If you couldn't join a team, what would you join? If you couldn't dream up touchdowns, what would you dream? What if you did something? What if you coached a team or put up a new rim? What if there were no sports? Would I still be your hero?
Monday, Murphy Brown won't be on. So spend the night with another pretty woman.
I'm not my hero.
She's a working girl from Brooklyn, pretending to be royalty.
Wish me luck.
A Brooklyn Contessa, you'll need it.
Taya Leone stars in the Cinderella story for the 90s, The Counterfeit Contessa. World premiere Monday at 8, 7 Central.
Tonight,
Come on over here, sucker. See you laugh.
Sinbad hosts the family reunion
Say government cheese.
on an all-new Sinbad show. Next.
Because there's a great lease price on an Ultimate GXE with air and AM/FM cassette until April 5th. Better luxury value would be a stretch. Lease an Ultimate GXE, $750 down, $229 a month during Nissan Spring Price Break. During Nissan Spring Price Break, drive away a Maxima GXE for almost nothing. Some people think it's a steal. Lease a Maxima GXE, no down payment, $289 a month during Nissan Spring Price Break.
Hey, girls, we can do that. Hey. Go on, girl. Wherever there is school, there'll always be homework. Wherever there's always a drum. Whenever there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola. Always Coca-Cola, yeah.
You're naked.
Kathy Ireland, Tony Curtis, and Brian Bloom. Beauty and the Bandit.
Wow.
Saturday at 4 on Fox 29.
The Sinbad Show is brought to you by Kellogg's with good taste, nutrition, and value. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's.
I know he's not my little baby anymore, but it seems like we've lost all control over him, even at this age. Our family life revolves around the problems he has with his teacher, who he fought with on the way home, and even the way he hurts our pets. And his attitude seems to be going down as fast as his grades. I know he's not a bad little boy. There must be someone who will help us.
Call Sandy Pines at 1-800-525-0211. We're always here to help.
Since you come in more than one size, so does the Flame Broiled Whopper at Burger King. Like the new Bigger Whopper Jr. or Beefy Double Whopper. There's a Whopper taste for 99 cents every day. Meals start at $1.99. We don't have to be the world's #1 fast food place, just yours.
These days, everybody's learning there's one small thing you can do for the environment.
Come over here!
Just wrap lunch in Reynolds Wrap aluminum foil. It not only costs less than plastic zipper bags, it's also easy to recycle. So easy, anybody can learn to do it. Wrap it up right with Reynolds Wrap.
All right, Jake.
Whoa, there you are. Hello. Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I hope this transition into the later part of the week is going well for all of you. It's very good to see you guys. It's always good to hang out with you guys. So I don't know how long this one's going to be. It's not probably going to be a very long live stream, but dude, like, what do I say about this dude, bro? Like, I mean, it's so funny because he keeps getting so mad at me. And, you know, okay, I'm going to address the Glera, and this is going to be the only and last time. And then, okay, I'm going to address the Glera. This will be the last time. And then, dude, this is the thing about that, is the fact that I am making him so angry. It tells me that he knows that I'm right about everything that I'm saying about him. It wouldn't bother him as much. He would just ignore it. I people make videos about me all the time. It's whatever. I don't give a shit. Don't care. I don't worry about it. What I worry about is all I'm simply doing. See, he takes this like I'm doing this for the purpose of attacking him, where that's just not the case. He's subject to my jokes and criticism, absolutely. But this is about just creating more awareness as far as the ripples that following these true crime cases can go, and how many they can create and how far they can go. And it's very dangerous, and it's important that we are responsible with the way that we put these things out. And I don't care, like, when it comes to, you know, I'm not pro censorship in the slightest bit at all. You guys who follow me, you guys know that about me, and you know that I don't censor myself. I just don't simply believe in that. But the interesting thing about this is I'm still not for censoring people like this. This is not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is, in theory, much more effective, which is simply just spread awareness and make people more aware of what their words on the internet can do to a case that's open, where people who exist in real life deserve justice because they suffered a horrible, traumatizing loss. They lost a loved one in a most violent and horrible, senseless way. This happens all the time. This is the kind of cases that we talk about. And I want to see these families get justice. I follow these cases because I want to see these families get justice. And when I see creators do what they are doing, Ben Dreamin, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. You know, it means a lot that people see this too and are getting sick of it. Because what happens is, the more stories I hear about a child dying at the hands of their own parent, the more stories I hear about, you know, somebody who just lost their shit and decided to kill somebody that they love, you know, or got greedy and just killed everybody that they love. You know, you look at cases like the Vallow Daybell thing. It's really, really, really crazy. It's insane. The lengths those people went. Tatted Tech, thanks, buddy. You time me out all the time, though. Boo the glarer, boo. This is totally not sarcasm, he said sarcastically. Oh, man. I haven't timed you out in a minute, though, dude. I just do it just to fuck with you. You know I love you, buddy. So these but then the problem is that there are people who don't really think so far into it. They only think about the dramatic effect, the dramatic aspects of these cases, and then they feel they're more attracted to these gory and juicy details about people's personal lives, and they want to believe, because it's more entertaining for them, that more is taking place. Karen 1672, thank you so much. Or Corinne, welcome. I think that we can just simply be more responsible when it comes to the way we look at these cases. I don't think that people are once they're so attracted to the dramatic aspect of a case, they want to believe that things are more than what they actually are. They want to believe that there's more to the story. They want to believe that law enforcement is incompetent. Why? Because A, they want to think that they're smarter than everybody else, and B, they watch too many movies and they expect a regular situation that's happening, and not regular, it's a wrong word to use, but a real life situation that wasn't written by somebody who's trying to make something more dramatic in order to make something more interesting and make a lot of money. That's not what they're doing. So since it's a real life thing, these greedy creators have to add that because they know that there's a demand for it. But they don't seem to care that it affects the people that they're implying are guilty of a crime that sometimes didn't even take place, but are actually victims, and even just victims of circumstance, of just, you know, the fact that their friends are no longer around, and there was nothing that person could have done about it, no matter how much people with no lives feel like they can imply that they could have done more without having any knowledge of the actual situation at the time, that or at least not nearly enough to jump to a conclusion that something could have been done when I don't believe there could have been, or necessarily should have been on DM's part. It's just real simple. See, it's more boring to just come to the conclusion that a lot of people come in and out of that house, and it wasn't an irregular thing to see someone in the wintertime with a neck gaiter covering their face and walking out the door. It probably was not a rare thing to happen. So yeah, it's just terrible what, and it happens case after case after case, and it's always the same shitty creators that keep doing it. And so everything I'm saying about this guy, like, it's in his content. That's why I review it. It's in his content. Now, we're going to, speaking of which, we're going to go over his last video regarding this this Justin dude, and I watched about 2 minutes of it. Okay, this is what happened. I got to the gym. I get my pre-workout. You know, I'm drinking my pre-workout. I'm just going through YouTube on my phone, and I see this video. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, really? You know, like, the title is just throwing this Justin dude under the bus, even though the evidence of him endorsing him is out there, even though he continues to deny it in every video since, which is just really fucking funny. Like, we're blind, like we can't see what he did, you know, like, it's just really funny to me. So, with that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes, which translate in American to dick and balls.
Well, hello there. How is everyone? It's now Wednesday, the midweek hump, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. For those of you who are taking part in the iPhone giveaway, all of the numbers are now out there, and I have received, I think so far, around 175 emails since I went to bed last night. So if you're emailing me, I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to get back to everyone because I've got to go through all of them emails, make sure they are all correct, and enter the names into the draw to do on Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
And that's quite time consuming.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
And I can only
I don't care.
Imagine it's going to get worse. But anyway, straight into the meat and potatoes. And we're going to talk about Justin.
Straight into the dick and balls.
One last time, because Justin emailed me. Now, I'm going to share the email.
Wow.
Now, there's obviously been some uproar on the internet regarding some of the statements made by Justin. Some people are moaning like fuck that this channel gave Justin a platform. I didn't give him a platform. YouTube gave him a platform. I mentioned this video because there's lots of people following the case. And I said, look, this video exists. Go over there. I've spoken to the guy previously on other pieces of information surrounding this case. And look, I've got no reason to doubt the guy, but this information, that's up to you to have a look at and see what you think.
Okay, so this is his, he keeps doing that. So he loves to say, the reason why I put it out was just so you could decide. No, dude, that's not, you're misunderstanding exactly what you did wrong. You still put it out there, and you pitched it before you put it out there. And then you edited down the video in doing it because you knew that it was controversial. You had to have known that it was something that you would have to vet before you could responsibly put that out. You know that. You're smart enough to know that. So for you to sit here and be like, oh, well, I just put it out there for you to decide whether or not you... Bullshit, dude. Bullshit.
Think, but YouTube gave the guy the platform,
YouTube.
Not me. And a little bit before we get onto this,
now, yes, but now, thanks to you, he's got the ear of everyone on your platform. Yeah, you did that. Okay, did the guy go on YouTube and get his own platform? Absolutely, sure. I did that. Everybody on YouTube has done that. Sure, nobody's denying that. But this is you. This is one of the most pathetic ways that I've ever seen anybody shirk responsibility or any accountability for their actions. I think it's hilarious that you think of everyone listening to you as 10-year-olds with learning disabilities who are just not, that's going to go right over our heads. I'm sorry, dude. That dog don't hunt.
This email, a message for the Glarer. You are a stupid motherfucker. You create content about other people, moaning about their content.
Okay. This is the point where I stopped it. Okay. Beyond this point, I don't know what's said. I waited because you guys know that I like to do reactions with you guys. Okay. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, boop, okay, shutting that off. I'm going to throw on some Beastie Boys and I'm going to get to my workout. That was it. All was going to happen. But I was like, yes. All right. Then I set the live and I was like, yes, the rest of this video is going to be reaction. Okay. I have no idea what he says beyond this point.
But in your content where you're moaning, you're showing the exact same content. Mm-hmm. You're promoting the same thing. You're just doing it in a different fashion.
Let me explain that fashion that I'm doing. He is right. He is saying that I am absolutely showing the same footage that I am saying is irresponsible footage to put out. Of course, but I didn't put it out. It's already out there. And the reason why so many people are listening to me talk about it is because they're already aware of it. A. B, this other way that I'm doing it is called criticizing it. It's called calling it out and showing it for what it is. It's called calling your shit out, which I'm doing right now, and calling it what it is. And it's tragedy pimp bullshit. It's completely and totally irresponsible shit that innocent people who have lost loved ones are suffering because of things that you're perpetuating. And yes, I go over it to show how disgusting it is, to give it a different perspective. It's the responsible thing to do with that content. As a matter of fact, the content that I'm talking about, the content that you're criticizing me for moaning about, that content is only productive and helpful in any way, shape, or form once I get a hold of it and put it out there, or creators like me do. Just so you know, because until I do, it's absolute bullshit. It's absolutely worthless in any way, shape, or form. It does nobody but you any good. But once I expose it for what it is, okay? Once I expose it for what it is, then everyone benefits. Because it's just another example of how greedy, shitty YouTubers can be. Simple.
Packaging it differently. You're putting it in pink paper with a nice pink bow on it and trying to push it out there and trying to dupe everyone into thinking that you're different because you make different comments about it. You're just the opposite side of the same fucking argument.
Right. Thank you for explaining it. I am on the opposite side of that argument. Yes. I am on the opposite side of the argument of whether or not you are a tragedy pimp and whether or not you put out content that's damaging to people who have lost loved ones and have trials coming up that are going to determine whether or not they get justice. Period. So yes, thank you for, I don't even have to rebuttal that. You just said it for me. Yes, I'm on the opposite side of that argument. Well put.
And you're an idiot. And you're worse than an ex-girlfriend. You're like a buzzing fly. I need to get one of them zapper bats and whack you around the head and electrocute you.
Am I getting to you? Am I getting to you? Am I getting to you?
Rid of you. But anyway, like I said in my post on community, if my content helps you and the people who follow you are stupid enough to not see that you are simply creating the same content, then I can't help them. If you cannot see the irony in it, then there is no helping you. But anyway.
Oh, the irony's fantastic.
Justin. Now,
the irony's fantastic. Let me explain the irony to you. What I do is I exploit exploiters. You're an exploiter. I am currently exploiting you. I'm doing it proudly. I'm doing it happily. My chat is enjoying it. That's the irony. That's the fun irony. Is yes, I'm doing something the same shit as you're doing, except I'm doing it to people that deserve it because they're doing it to people that don't deserve it. So yeah, there's a beautiful irony to that.
Some of you guys have reached out to me. Some people, you can put it in the comments after this video is uploaded and explain. Now, with respect of Justin, it was always about the fact that Justin was making these statements, and it was the mindset was to shine a light on an issue, and an issue that
to shine a light on an issue. Why does do my instincts tell me to mark those words? Because something is going to happen. Because it's just an untrue statement. Shine a light on an issue. If the issue is the trans issue or transphobia issue, it's irrelevant to this case. I don't care what he says. I don't give a shit what he says. It's the whole thing that he talks about. Everything that he says is so outrageous that it's totally unbelievable. And it's so unbelievable that this guy, since he seemed credible to him prior, did not go and vet the information, did not look into it. He just said, hey, the guy's credible, so no. I mean, I get it. If the things he said before have come to fruition, all right, yeah, great. I get that, but something that fucking outrageous, you would have to vet it. There's no way that I'm just going to take anybody's word for that. And what I'm saying is if a credible person told me that shit that Justin was spewing out, if a credible person, a person that I know to be credible was telling me that, unless they were credible, I would completely blow it off. But if they were a credible person that I could count on and told me that crazy shit, I would be digging into it and trying to find out any truth to it whatsoever. This guy did not do that. That's all I'm saying. I mean, and it's so funny to watch this guy still try to deflect the accountability for putting the shit out there.
That comes with these cases, and that is that we have content creators who, for the most part, they rely on information that is given to them, information they find, and sometimes they will rely on information coming from people who claim to be close to the people who are there close.
See what you're describing, and I mean specifically describing, Mr. True Crime, is hearsay. And hearsay leads to irresponsible speculation. Speculation that victimizes potentially innocent people, tampers with potential witnesses or suspects, which could cause justice to not be met for these victims. So, I mean, you're sitting here and you're defending a process that is absolutely irresponsible. You're actually describing. If I were to say this is an irresponsible thing to do, make speculation based on hearsay, right? If people were like, well, I don't know what that means. This guy describing what this guy is describing it right here. This is an exact definition of hearsay.
Most part, they rely on information that is given to them, information they find. And sometimes they will rely on information coming from people who claim to be close to the people who are there, close to the areas with which we're talking about,
hearsay.
So on and so forth. And it can be a minefield. And the idea behind pushing the video regarding Justin was to put him in a position where he had to do one of two things. And that was to prove what he was saying or climb under a rock and vanish because he couldn't prove it. Like today is Wednesday. And I believe it was today that we was expecting a conversation, an interview with Dylan Mortensen. And I imagine that that's not...
Anybody with a fucking brain knew that that wasn't going to happen. Like, seriously, type of one, if you fucking thought that this guy actually had an interview set up with Dylan. This Justin dude.
It's not going to come to fruition, Justin. And look, if I am proven to be wrong and Justin is right, and believe me, you'll find out in a second, he believes he's right. And
how the fuck do you know that? How the fuck do you know that? Did you put a fucking polygraph on him? Are you a fucking lie detector expert? How the fuck do you know that? Did you guys spit on each other's hands and shake on it? Like, how do you know that this guy actually believes that? How do you know he's not just a fucking liar? He's got all the motive in the world to be a fucking liar.
And take that as you wish. But
take it as you wish.
He does believe he's right. And if he's right, I will do a video openly apologizing to Justin. Openly apologizing to the guy. I will even have a shirt made up with his face on it with I love Justin.
Now,
and
you see what he's subtly doing right here? This is what's interesting. This is a pretty slick tragedy pimp move, okay? What he's doing right here is very interesting because he knows that it's absolute bullshit. He knows that Justin is completely full of shit. But what he's doing in order to keep milking it and keep milking that misinformation that he put out there, he's saying, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see what happens. And if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to Justin. Which what it does is it hints and implies that there's actually a possibility that he's right. But is there actually a possibility? Sure, but it's like a 1%. I'd say a 1 to 2% possibility that Justin is telling the truth. I'm willing to bet on it. I'm willing to bet on it that he's lying. So it's just funny to me because this guy has to know this. He has to know, right? So a responsible channel, like what I would do on this channel is, first of all, I would have never even talked about the shit in the first place. I would have never put it out there in the first place. I would have never done that as content. Like, oh my goodness, this is shocking, people. I would have never done that. So, but let's just say, for argument's sake, that I did, for God knows what reason, right? There's no fucking way that I'm going to perpetuate it and keep it going. Like once I put it out and then once I saw that everyone realized, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And you're getting tons and tons of emails from people going, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Why are you putting that shit out there? Why are you giving a guy like that a platform? What's wrong with you? At that point, at least, I would have been like, okay, I'm done talking about this. Moved on to something else. At that point, at least, I would have been like, this is bullshit. Pure bullshit. But he doesn't do that. What he does here is he tries to milk it for everything that he can get it for. He's desperate for content, so he decides, well, I'm getting all these emails about it, so everybody's thinking about it, and everybody's pissed off about it, so I'm just going to capitalize off of the fact that everybody's so pissed off about it right now. And that's what he's doing here. That's the purpose of this video.
And I'll wear it for a month. That's what I'll do. But for now, I just cannot get behind this guy.
Just Larry, what's up, my man? It's good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much, man. Dude is a clown. Seriously.
And I'm now going to read the email. There are some names I'm going to have to omit out of this purely because you'll see. So I called Justin out on some issues with respect of what he said in his own video versus what he said over on Truth and Transparency. Mainly the fact that in his own video, he stated that Dylan had been spared because of her connection to Bethany Funk. And, you know, and he went on to say that it was not until after her surgery, if you like, that these people became distrusting.
I love how he's like, I have to leave certain names out, right? I have to do the responsible thing here and leave certain names out, but I'm going to just, what I'm still doing is spitting some sort of narrative here that implies that their roommates who just lost their friends have something to do with this crime, are somehow involved in the crime itself. I mean, it's just fucking disgusting, dude. So here he is sitting there going, I mean, this is what they do. This is why there's stupid people that follow this guy and go, oh my God, he has such a good heart. You just don't understand, because he fools them with his little fucking God Save the Queen accent. And, you know, he's people get all creamy over it, dude, you know, and it's just like it masks the actual, you know, It masks the actual intention because he knows how to mask. He knows how to mask it with other things too. He knows how to mask it with saying and implying that he actually cares about people's identities because he doesn't want them to be thrown into the mix if they don't deserve to be. But the people that he's spinning a narrative have something to do with all of this don't deserve to be either. So why them and not them? You know what I mean? Why protect those names and not the other people's names? Lana Westbrook, thank you so much. Keep it going, Blair. I love that someone's finally calling him out after what he did to Michael Vaughn's family and others. Here for it. Thank you so much, Lana. I don't know about the Michael Vaughn case and his involvement in it, and I don't know how much I can do on it because I don't have any footage of it, you know? So I'd like to, because I call bullshit. What's really funny is I already see this dude's like MO. You know what I mean? I could see right through this motherfucker. And Grandmaster said, so folks, thank you. Glare, it's all about the meat and potatoes with him. Thank you. So I see right through this dude. And he knows it too. That's why he's so pissed off. But he knows it. And he's simply taking advantage and doing what he's always done. And now he's trying to deflect and justify it. And like what he's doing right now also, on top of everything else that I explained, what he's also doing is he's using the Justin thing as a way to have a scapegoat to where he looks like the protagonist in throwing innocent people under the bus. It's very, very, very shitty. It's a shitty thing to do. But it's slick. It's just that I know what he's doing.
And this attempt was made on her life. She was attacked. Now, he then went on to do a video. It was on his channel. It was a short video. I'm not going to play it. It's around just over 2 minutes long, that basically says that it was always about Dylan being the target. And he turned this into a complete trans attack. It was about trying to push a narrative that this murder was an attack on a trans person. And I can't buy into that. Why would somebody, and we're saying at the moment that our perpetrator is
you, but you bought into it before you showed it, because you showed it and said it was shocking. And this dude, I've known him to be very credible. You said that. And if you're trying to say, well, I said I know him to be credible, but it was before I knew what he was saying on the video, well, then, I mean, you had to edit the video, didn't you? So you had to have known what was on the video. It's not like you were live and you were reacting. You edited the video. You knew what was on it. You knew exactly what was on it. And prior to that, you warned us all about how shocking it was. Trigger warning, right? So why are you sitting here and acting like Mr. Innocent here? It's not, it doesn't fly, dude.
Mr. Koberger, why would someone, Brian or someone else or a group of people, enter a house to...
You got criticized, and now you're trying to walk the shit back, and you're trying to do it without saying you were wrong, and it's just not working.
Attack, murder a trans person and kill everybody else in the house apart from that person. That makes completely no sense to me.
Right.
So I called him out on it.
Did you?
Anyway, so here goes. Hey, Hush. So here's the thing. The people who say I'm wrong about the dialysis don't know what they are talking about. Dre Latino, I hope you're listening. Dylan has been on hormone therapy. That hormone therapy causes 3 problems. And I'd just like to point out, this is not me saying this. This is Justin saying this. That hormone therapy
I
caused
know people, dude. Like, I've known people in my life who lie like Justin does. You know, that just they latch on to some idea, and then they make up all these lies that just try to coincide with it, whether they make sense or not, because they're winging it. And when something is half believable, they become pleased with themselves, as we saw happened last night while he was on Truth and Transparency. So
he causes 3 problems: heart issues, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. They have been given her lisinopril.
see, that's not proof. That's not proof that she's diabetic and that she's on dialysis. That's not proof. That's just you Googled what fucking those hormones do. That's all you did.
This drug is designed to treat those 3 conditions at the same time. I'm not a doctor. They gave her this drug because they could not give her anything stronger or faster acting. This is why she needs dialysis. The blunt force trauma combined with the type 2 diabetes and the hormones thrown into the mix, complication rates and risks are much higher than someone who is not going through hormone therapy. People who are not trans do not understand how these things work. Dylan's kidney function was
I don't know. Like, if anybody has like clips of that stuff, man, send it to me. And I'll go over it. I don't know. I'm just not privy to anything that he's done with the Michael Vaughn case. This guy just recently got really under my radar here.
Up to 63% today. So who told him this? Who told him this piece of information? That is very specific, and there's a nod to that in a second. I have no reason to believe that this is not true.
This is fucking fluff. What this is fucking fluff. What he's doing here is he had another email exchange with this dude who he's already thrown under the bus. This dude threw him under the bus. Justin threw Harsh under the bus on the Truth and Transparency stream. And it's just ridiculous. Like the fact that he's sitting here now just acting like, oh, well, I put this guy in his place. That's what he's doing. He's reading this email exchange and he's trying to act like, oh, well, I put this guy in his place. Just so you know, I was not supportive of him and I did not back him up. YouTube gave him a platform, not me. This is all he's doing. It's just more, don't look at me. Look, see, I argued with him on the email. Look, watch. Let me read you the whole thing. Let's get to the dick and balls.
True. He gives a name that I'm not going to give because this is apparently an FBI guy. Is the one who told me this information. So he is now claiming that an FBI guy, is feeding him this information.
So it's a
I
change
also
in his
happen
story
to know
now.
who is sitting on Dylan and protecting her right now. He's given another name. It's not like a real name. It's like an odd name. One of my sources inside MPD could be a surname.
See,
she got to see Bethany this morning.
It's the fact that he's entertaining this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even be like, dude, at this point, I'd be like, you know what? I'm trying to be taken seriously as a YouTuber. I don't have time. I don't know any credible YouTuber that would have even remotely given that shit attention. I just don't.
This morning to say goodbye. Bethany is being relocated. I am an expert on trans issues. I've been transitioning for 20 years. 15 years of that time has been medical and surgical transition.
Yeah,
I do actually know what I'm...
Not special agent, this person. I happen to know the FBI guy who did it. Okay.
talking about. I asked him about the Twitter accounts. There's numerous Twitter accounts out there that have been connected in some way to Justin. And by connected, I mean some people are saying he is the person behind them. Obviously, they're faceless, so we don't know. All those Twitter accounts, not mine. I asked them more than once to prove.
I'm calling it right now. Justin is absolutely the type to have multiple sock accounts on multiple social media platforms. Guaranteed. Okay? This dude is a compulsive liar. Clearly. Like, he gets off on lying. So it only makes sense that this dude would have anonymous sock accounts to like fuck with people and make bullshit up. Guaranteed.
Prove they are mine? They can't, because it's a lie. Now, creating accounts under my birth name, he gives his birth name. I'm not going to give that. But those accounts also not mine. I have plenty of documents to disprove all the lies being said about me. I have nothing to gain from lying. Nothing. Why would I lie and put myself in this position? I wouldn't. I have too much to lose. The only reason I'm doing what I'm doing is to support Dylan and be there for her.
What?
I was specifically brought into the fold by my FBI guy for this reason. I have military connections, political connections. People are trying to make it seem as though this is not true.
Bullshit.
I would gain nothing from lying. I would only hurt myself and my reputation by lying. That is something that I do agree with. This, what you're doing, if it's not real, is going to hurt your reputation. 100%. And that may not be the limitation on where that goes.
It's not real.
I stand by my information. I do not even care anymore about how much trash people talk. I will continue digging and providing documentation to support my claims,
Dude,
which I have been doing on my Twitter account. So he does have a Twitter account. It's obviously not the ones that people are talking about him being connected to. I don't know what that is. I don't follow him on Twitter. And those of you who try Evil Exists, they will support that I am rubbish when it comes to Twitter. I'm starting to do it on my Facebook as well. I have been accused of doxing someone. I asked her to provide proof multiple times. She did not do so because that proof does not exist, because I never doxed anyone. Have, however, made some statements that people are unable to fight, they're unable to battle, especially the victims in the Idaho 4 case. And when you say about your understanding of the trans movement, it surprises me that off the back end of that, you made the statements you did to people who can't then come back and say anything about it. She accused me of having all these random Twitter accounts, and she made this list and everything. I asked her multiple times to give me the list, and she did not do so because there is no list. It does not exist.
Dude.
The Canonitor is...
You know how much of a twisted fuck you gotta be to sit around and like think of this shit? You know what I mean? Because I don't believe a word of it. Like, nothing of it. I don't believe any of it. I'm not like, okay, this is possible, but no, I don't believe one fucking syllable of anything this dude is saying. None of it is believable in any way, shape, or form. And there's no fucking way that I would even be in an email exchange with a person like this. I couldn't get through the emails. I wouldn't be able to get through the emails. I would block the person immediately. That's not the only thing that you have to gain from this is to exploit the shit that this guy is saying. Put it out there and try to deflect it off of yourself, but you're putting it out there. Now you're walking it back after you got criticism, by the way. Now you're walking it back saying this guy's crazy. I don't know if I believe him, blah, blah, blah. But you're still saying, I don't know if I believe him, which implies this possibility, this decent possibility that he's telling the truth, where that possibility is just not nearly as decent as you're making it out to be. I guarantee that. Anyone can see that. The guy's talking out of his ass. Nobody who knows that many people would be talking publicly. That person, if he knew those kind of people and he's speaking out publicly about it, he would be afraid for his life. So afraid for his life that he wouldn't be speaking out publicly about it. There's no way. Immediately I'd be like, this guy is a nutbag. And I would just dismiss him. I would never have given him any type of credibility at all. Not even a hint of it to my audience. That would have been grossly irresponsible. But he didn't care.
My only Twitter. So the Canna Knitter, I'm sure that some of you are going to be familiar with that. I'm not. I did see in Discord some people had posted about it in there, but it seems to be an account that may upload and then delete things. Is my only Twitter. I have a secret throwaway account, but that is only for my inner circle and very few people know about it. I do not use my TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Grindr, Growler, Scruff. Most of these social apps, I don't use them. Anyone who says I'm going around attacking people and this, that, and the other are full of it.
Why do you have them all if you don't use them?
Now, can I harass someone? Or how can I harass someone on TikTok if I don't even use my TikTok? Make it make sense. If you don't want to believe if you want to believe a bunch of liars when I have plenty of documents to verify my statements, then go ahead. He's then put, there's 3 links.
You know how somebody's lying is when he's calling the people who are calling him a liar liars. How can I possibly be lying? Explain that to me. How can I possibly be lying if I'm just simply saying I believe or don't believe this person? Yeah. So right there, that's careless. That's careless projection on this guy's part. Like he's projecting to the point to where like, he's like, I'm just going to say whatever the fuck.
Links in there. I don't know whether you can see that as links. All 3 of those articles are about me. It has been internationally publicly available information since February of 2018 that I'm trans. You can view my Facebook page to see where I'm disproving all of the lies that are being made up about me.
Nobody gives a fuck that you're trans, dude.
And he's put a Facebook link. I'm not going to put it on there because
he's like, I can prove that I'm trans. Like, nobody cares. It's irrelevant
because it's got his real.
And what it does is it shows us more and more that is what you're concerned about. You're not concerned about Dylan. You're using Dylan to get attention. You're using Dylan's name and this case to get attention. You didn't even know what the fuck Lana was talking about. This Justin didn't even know what Lana was talking about when she would bring up all of this other irrelevant shit. but it was relevant to the shit he was trying to say. Oh, let me read this. This should be good.
Full name on there.
The Glarer, why does the possibility of Dylan being trans make you so angry? Is it an insult to say someone is trans? You keep saying you don't care. Okay, how are you getting that I don't care that someone is trans or not? That it makes me angry at the possibility that she might be trans. I'm not angry at the possibility that she might be trans. I can't be. It's impossible for me to be angry at that because there is no possibility that she's trans. She's simply not. It's a lie. It's been proven. It's not true. So it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting to say something about someone's personal life like that. That simply isn't true. Someone's identity, that simply isn't true. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's trans or anything else. It doesn't matter. You don't get the right to sit there and accuse someone of being so unhappy with themselves at one point that they had to make this drastic change in their life to be happy. It's not, that's not your place to just throw that around. It's a very personal thing. One of the most personal things I can imagine somebody would have. That's not for you to play with. And that's not me being angry at the idea of them being trans. It's me being angry at someone who is doing something extremely shitty to another person who they don't even know, who just lost 4 of her friends. And it's a vicious rumor. Is it an insult? No. It's an insult in the sense that it's just simply not true. That you're making up lies about somebody. That they have the right to feel the need to defend or not, or not. They have the right to be offended by it if they are. You don't have the right to accuse them of things that you don't know anything about. Sorry, it doesn't show up on my stream here. Leslie Kohler gifted 5 memberships. Congrats to Nana, Ellie, Nicole, Angels, and Cammie. Thank you so much, Leslie Kohler. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's not a question of you know, I mean, to sit there, it's worse than doing what you're doing, but it's still shitty. What you're doing is still shitty. What Justin is doing to Dylan is worse. But what you're doing is still shitty. And what you're doing is you're trying to make someone out to be transphobic or homophobic or whatever when they are not. You're making an assumption and you're jumping to an irresponsible conclusion when you even explained in your comment my rebuttal to that. No, the possibility of someone being trans does not bother me at all. I don't care, because whether or not Dylan is trans, and that's the one thing that I agree with Harsh on, is whether or not it has nothing to do with the case A, but what he was saying was, if she was the target, why did they kill 4 other people and not her? It makes no sense. If she was the target because she was trans, why did everybody else get killed and not her? Makes no sense. It's stupid. It makes the whole thing absolute bullshit. Like, anybody with any common sense knows that this guy is lying. and lying in a horrible way. Like he's not even doing it in the most remotely convincing way at all. He's doing it like a crazy person who can't keep track of their lies. Now, I don't believe, I don't know, but I don't believe personally that he believes these lies. I think he knows them to be lies, or else he wouldn't lie on top of the next lie to try to cover the last one up. That's somebody who's aware of their actions. So
on there, and I don't want to do that. I am not now, nor was I ever, Papa Rogers. Papa Rogers is, and he's given a name, and I think that's over there on his video, brother of someone else. This sixth roommate, she signed a 1-year lease in June, but then suddenly moved out after the fight went down in Pi Phi. Some of these girls were kicked out while others chose to leave the sorority. That fight was about Dylan and Ashlyn. That was when they all found out about Dylan being trans. This is why my position about Dylan changed. I originally did not have this information. I obtained this information after making my first video. So yes, my position did shift when I got new information. My positions do change as I gain new information. I am currently working on data in regards to another family in this situation. I am allowed to change my position. That doesn't make me non-credible. It makes me a grown. I said when I very first did the video and I said, look, I've spoken to Justin. This is what I meant by sort of credibility up to that point.
No.
Justin had been speaking to me about different pieces,
No.
and there was no piece of information.
You sold it. You sold it, and then you walked that back that way with the next video, or at least after the video played. In the video that you put in, that you put together, that you edited and you put out on your channel.
That was not kind of out in the public arena to see, and anything that he did say that was incorrect, he did come back and say, no, I got that wrong. So up to that point, I didn't have an issue. I now have an issue because he's contradicting himself. But he is right, in fact, that we can make mistakes.
See, this is what I'm saying. If he's constantly contradicting himself, which he did, he contradicted himself a bunch of times with Lana. I mean, that was a shit show of trying to convince people that things were it's so funny because he's sitting here and he's still giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. Why are you doing that when you know you're on one side of your mouth saying, I know this guy's fucking lying. And then on the other side of your mouth, you're going, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I might be wrong. I don't know.
Make mistakes, and we do sometimes change positions. He is right here.
Wow.
Unlike 99% of the internet, which actually makes me far more credible than them. Everyone thinks Dylan was born female, but she wasn't.
Mar BMW sequel admin, thank you so much. I followed the glare for the last 3 years. To be clear, he is not transphobic or ever come off that way at all. These lies are offensive to LGBTQ, and that's why he's disgusted. No, I'm disgusted for the same reason that I'm disgusted for Dylan. It's an untrue statement. It's simple. It's not okay to just make untrue statements about people, you know, for the sake of fucking content, you know, and for the sake of trying to trash somebody because you don't agree with their position.
Again, this is Justin making that statement, and he's making it look like someone he knows is close to Dylan and feeding him information.
He's making it look like
and
he knows everyone around Dylan right now. That he knows people with earpieces and sunglasses on that are sitting on Dylan. Get the fuck out of my face, dude. Like he's in tight with all the G-men. No. I call 100% bullshit on that, and you're a fucking idiot if you're even entertaining that as even being true based on every single thing that this guy has contradicted himself with.
Everyone thinks Dylan was born a female, but she wasn't. She has been tucking since she was little.
Wow.
I can tell in every swimsuit photo.
Wow.
Also, her legs are far too long for her to be biologically female. Also, her face is far too angular to have been born biologically female. She is trans. I would not have been brought into the fold if Dylan was not trans.
Pure trash.
My issue
Pure
here is
trash.
that this is almost this paragraph in itself is very opinion based. He's talking about the aesthetics of Dylan and putting his own, this is my opinion, where his opinion shouldn't matter. This shouldn't even exist. If he is close to a source and he trusts his source 100%, which you would hope that he does, why is he going into detail?
I agree.
On basically saying this is what I believe based off of what Dylan looks like?
Because
he's arguing with him. He's trying to. I don't know.
That's fucking creepy as fuck. I don't give a shit who's talking about it. Okay? I don't give a shit who's talking about it. All right? Like, if you are male, female, trans, whatever, and you are sitting here talking about the fact that, or you're sitting here saying that you can see someone tucks their genitalia in swimsuit photos, that means you're looking for it. That means that you're obsessed with the idea of figuring this out. And that's really, really gross. It's really, really gross. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter. There's nothing okay about that. I mean, I don't give a shit. You don't get the card to make comments like that about someone, about a young woman, simply because you're a trans person. It doesn't work that way. You don't get the card. It doesn't work that way. That's horrible, man.
Don't know. Fry is in bed with Batista. I'm guessing he doesn't mean the actor Dave Batista. He has been influencing her and paying her off, which is why we are being denied Hannah, Hudson, and Joseph's files.
And so why
Fry has been telling her not to let.
Why is he naming names? If he was leaving other names out, why is he naming those names? That's because this guy does not give a fuck about who he fucking damages with his content.
Let us have them because it exposes the corruption and cover-ups going on. I sent you a separate email with my Freedom of Information Act denial letter
okay. Thank you,
in
Andy.
it to back up my claim that my Freedom of Information Act was denied, which he did. I have that. And, you know, there's been sort of arguments both sides as to why that could have been denied. Some of it are saying regarding Idaho law itself and what it does allow in the Freedom of Information Act and what it doesn't, and they have denied it based on the fact that they are claiming that it goes against their own laws in order to allow that out to the public. I literally have no reason to lie, none. If I was going to lie about something, it would not be this. I don't fuck around when it comes to trans.
I have to read this rebuttal out loud because it's so fucking stupid. The Glarer, are you saying hetero men shouldn't have the right to make sure that they don't get trapped? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, here's a little something. Let me let you in on a little secret about adults and what adults do. Adults talk and communicate. Adults ask each other questions. Adults express things and say things. Adults trust other adults to do this. Okay? This is something that generally happens. This little trapped situation is the most asinine, stupidest fucking thing that I've ever heard in my life. That's a transphobic statement. That's a transphobic statement. You sound like a fucking like a Keystone Light drinking fucking dumb shit. That's what you sound like. You sound like a 16-year-old kid who sits around with his friends having the most asinine conversation that idiots always tend to end up having. And that is the "would you suck a dick for $1 million" conversation. That is bar none easily the stupidest conversation that anybody has. Because it's always had by a group of idiots. Every time. Okay? It's always had by a group of morons. Would you suck a dick for $1 million? Here's the thing. This is why that is the stupidest fucking conversation in the world. I'll get into that in a second. Jet Harper, thank you so much. That is one of the stupidest things I've heard in a very long time. Right. Now, let me explain. Okay? There's no such thing as $1 million blowjob. Number one. There's no such thing. Second, no one's going to pay $1 million, A, for a blowjob, B, from a blowjob from someone who is hesitant and not wanting to give a blowjob. If I'm paying $1 million for a blowjob, that blowjob better wash my car at the same time. It better be able to clean my house as well. And there must be enthusiasm involved. No one's paying $1 million. No one's paying $2 for a blowjob where somebody is going, hold on a second. Let me get ready for this. Oh man. Hold on. Wait. That's not going to happen. Okay? No one's paying for that. You're a bunch of morons. Why are you so why do you have this in your head that there's some homosexual man out there who's a fucking gazillionaire who is just going around getting off on offering homophobic idiots $1 million to suck their dick? Makes no sense. So yes. Yes, the answer to your question, whatever the fuck your name was, where is that? I gotta find that comment again. I'm about to give up, but yes, yes, the hetero men are not entitled to violate a woman, trans or not, in order to find out that they're not getting trapped. That's the answer to your question, just so you know. Stupid fucking question, by the way. Stupidest fucking question I think anybody's ever asked on this channel. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Trans issues, I take this very seriously. You can obviously see why by how my video has divided the entire internet. View me however you want, it's your right to do so, but I do actually have documentation to back up my statements, which I am working on scanning and posting. My vindication is going to feel wonderful. And that,
when it never happens,
is the email.
That is the email.
But let it be known, my stance on this situation is that I cannot back this information. I'd be arrogant to turn around and say that I do not believe any of it is true. I cannot say that, and nobody can say that.
I can say it.
But equally, and as equally, nobody can say that any part of that is also true, because we just don't know. But what is incredibly clear, absolutely clear, is that Justin is one of three things. He is either correct.
No.
Eliminated. He has insider information.
Wrong.
And he is trying to bring that out into the open in some kind of heroic act. Or he needs to be got help. And I mean that with all the respect in the world, Justin. I've lived around mental health issues for near enough my entire life.
I hope he does, honestly, but the realist in me doesn't believe that he will. That type of liar. Cheers, Larry. Thanks, man. I'll give you this $5 for a little cuddle, Will. Aw, that's adorable. That's so touching. Thank you so much, Just Larry.
Higher life.
Yeah. See, here's the thing: is I don't think that. Do I think this guy needs help? Sure. Do I think that he is so far gone that someone needs to make him get help? No. Do I think that he's self-aware enough that his actions are not normal and they're not healthy, that he would go and seek out help himself? No. So, do I think he's going to get help? No. Do I hope he does? Sure. Absolutely. But do I think that he's going to? Absolutely not.
And that's people know we do the monthly lives surrounding mental health, or this is just being done out of some misplaced place. I just don't understand. I can't understand why someone would dig this deep into something, put their name and face to it, unless they do not 100% believe that what they're saying, what they've got hold of, what they know is factual.
It's getting him what he wants. See, you're looking at it, Harsh, as if he would be doing that for the same reasons that if you were to do it, you would be doing it. You're looking at it all wrong. You have to just assume, or at least understand, like, you have to at least embrace the possibility that this dude is getting exactly what he's looking for out of this, which is just simple attention. He's getting attention from you. He's getting attention from Lana. To a certain extent, as you stated before, he's getting attention from me in a certain way. Sure. But I'm doing everything that I can to show how unbelievable it is. And I have to still go behind you because you're entertaining it as though what he's saying is possible. And it's just not. Like, none of what he's saying makes any sense at all. If he had the connections and he was the type of person to be trusted by the type of people that he claims to be trusted by, he would be consistent with his information. But he hasn't been consistent at all. It's not like he was inconsistent here or there. He hasn't been consistent at all, other than saying that Dylan is trans. That's all he's done. Right. So with that logic, basically this guy would believe the people who walk in the police station to admit to crimes that they didn't do, which happens all the fucking time. I was just watching this one thing where some dude walked in and he was like, I'm a vampire and the murder was done with this knife. But it turned out to be total bullshit. I don't even remember the case. I was looking at it.
Is he just being played like a fiddle? Is someone sitting behind the curtain with their hand up Justin's behind like a puppet while he looks an utter fool?
It's not like, dude. Yeah, it's not like. So he just admitted he believes him because he gave deep detail. So that's how he evaluates info. No, that is the sign of somebody who's a fucking pathological liar. That is what that is. That is, he's just saying things. And none of it's consistent. And just because it's in crazy detail, you think that that's credible? You think it makes it credible? No. It just adds on to his crazy.
Time to decide. But that's the last time that anything to do.
And make sure to subscribe to Lawyer Mystery Maven. She's awesome. Yes, she is a Leslie Kohler. Thank you for the PayPal. I appreciate it. She is an actual criminal attorney and has worked in civil cases as well, and has experience in both defense and prosecution. So her channel is awesome. I want to see it really blow up. And man, I've been meaning to hashtag that thing that Maura Murray's sister does, and I already forgot it because I'm a dick. I'm such a shithead. I just forgot about it. And I've been meaning, I want to get in the habit of hashtagging that. And just to keep it going, because I really, really believe in it. There was deep detail in Star Wars too. Does he believe it's real? Exactly. Deep details in Lord of the Rings and Star Trek. And I mean, Star Trek, even you could even learn Klingon. Engage with empathy. Thank you so much. Engage with empathy. Yeah, try to hashtag, guys. What we're talking about here, what we're trying to do is create awareness, perpetuate awareness, that these things, channels like Harsh Realities, channels like what looks to be like Lana's channel, Truth and Transparency, is anything but. This damages innocent people. And so Maura Murray's sister has started this hashtag, and I believe I'm not sure if it's something you can donate to or not, but just to perpetuate that idea, like, I think it would really help make a real statement within the true crime community if we tried to get into the habit of hashtagging that. Doesn't matter what true crime chat that you're in, what channels chat you're in. I'd love to see people hashtagging that in the name of these victims that fall further victim to this kind of idiocy, this just stupidity, because there is no empathy in how anything's being affected. Like the fact that he just continues to perpetuate and tell stories and put these clickbaiting titles with Dylan's name, Harsh Reality just doesn't care. He has no empathy for how this is going to affect her, how this is going to affect her family, how it's going to affect her coworkers, how it's going to affect her or anyone that's in her life. And she just lost 4 of her friends. And that is in no way, shape, or form important to people like him, to people like JLR, to people like BHB. You know, this is to people like MGL. These people don't care. I mean, it's just really sad. You know, and it's not in any way, shape, or form slanderous, because I prove it every time I review these people. You know, I mean, it's proof. It's their content. They put it out. They're the ones capitalizing off of it. I review directly from their content, and the culprit, the responsible entity in that is their arrogance. It's their arrogance. They're so arrogant as to cause or at least perpetuate rumor that causes harm to people that are suffering from a tragedy. This is why we call them tragedy pimps. They just don't care how it affects their lives. And there's so many different ways to go about it. There's so many different ways to create content. There's so many successful channels out there that don't do this. And that is proof that what they're doing is just simply low-hanging fruit. They're just taking the easy thing. They're like, oh, well, let me feed the piranhas. I'll just feed the piranhas. You got people who think they're sleuths, and they got money. They don't know what to do with their money. So they're going to donate it to me for spinning this bullshit. Giving them something to get all sleuthy about just before their just before their neighbor comes over to play bridge. Oh, don't even talk like that, Tracy Taylor. Don't even think like that, you know? But I mean, that's the reality of these situations, though. You know, like nothing's going to change until that happens. You know what I mean? That's the sad thing is until this causes some sort of damage, this type of behavior that we're calling out all the time here causes some sort of damage that can't be undone and has gone too far. That's the only time where change is going to start having to be made, where people are going to become aware and people are going to start having a better standard and a higher standard for their for the content that they support. You know? And I don't even think YouTube should block them, man. I just, you know, I truly believe in people, you know? Real change happens when people change their way of thinking, when they start to hold themselves to a higher standard on a mass level. And don't tell me it's not possible, because it has happened many, many times throughout history. It absolutely has. And this is not a big step. This is just simply just making content like this become something that people talk about and frown upon. It's just a question of that catching on, so that people decide this is not what I want in a true crime channel. Simple. Not going and shutting them down. It's a game of whack-a-mole if you do that. You go and you get them kicked off of YouTube, then they start another channel or they jump on another platform. They're still talking. You know what I mean? But if people on a mass level just had a higher standard, you know, things would change. They wouldn't have a demographic. These creators are only as strong as their demographic. That's it. Period. But I am going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I had a great time with you. I appreciate all of you. You guys are really the best, man. Like, I really have been enjoying hanging out with you guys every day for the last few days. I don't imagine this guy's going to continue to fucking talk about this. I mean, I guess he is. He keeps finding every excuse to. But yeah, guys, just keep your eyes open. You gotta use your eyes. Keep your eyes open. You know, have you know, better principles when it comes to the content that we support. It's important. I mean, you have the right to do what you do, but if we care about these victims and we want justice for them, that's what it takes. Anyways, guys, I love you, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.